Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Miss English podcast. I am your host, Socheta, and I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today for a topic that is so close to my heart.
Thank you, Socheta. It is a real pleasure to be sitting here in the studio with you today. I can feel the energy already.
The energy is definitely high because we are answering a question that floods my inbox every single day. How can I study English alone and still improve rapidly? People feel stuck, Mr. Sarayun. They feel like without a classroom, they are just spinning their wheels.
That is a very common frustration, but I want to tell everyone listening right now, you have more power than you realize. You do not need a fancy school to become fluent. You need a strategy, and most importantly, you need the right mindset.
Passionately, exactly. I always tell my students that the world is your classroom. But let's get practical. If someone is sitting at home today, feeling lonely in their studies, where should they start?
Earnestly, the first step is what I call the environment shift. If your phone is in your native language, if your social media feed is in your native language, you are fighting an uphill battle. You have to immerse yourself even if you live in a place where no one speaks English.
Oh, I love that. I changed my phone settings to English years ago, and it forced me to learn words like settings, notifications, and storage without even trying. It makes English a part of your life, not just a subject.
Precisely. It's about reducing the friction. But let's talk about the rapid improvement part. To improve fast, you need more than just passive listening. You need active engagement. Have you ever heard of the shadowing technique, Socheta?
Excitedly, I talk about shadowing all the time, but I would love to hear your take on it for our listeners. How can they do it effectively alone?
Instructionally, shadowing is like being a mirror. You find a podcast like this one or a movie clip, and you repeat exactly what the speaker says, almost at the same time. You mimic the rhythm, the emotion, and the intonation. You aren't just saying the words, you are becoming the speaker.
Wonderingly, it really helps with that robotic feeling many learners have, doesn't it? I remember when I first tried it, I felt a bit silly talking to my wall, but my muscles actually started to feel different after a week.
It does feel silly, but that silliness is where the growth happens. You are training your muscles. If you do this for 15 minutes a day, your fluency will skyrocket because you are bypassing the translation phase in your brain.
That is a game changer. Now, what about the fear of making mistakes? When you are alone, there's no one to correct you. How do we know if we are doing it right?
Reassuringly, this is where technology is your best friend. Record yourself on your phone. It might be painful to listen back at first, but when you compare your recording to the original speaker, you will hear exactly where you went wrong. You become your own best teacher.
With conviction. That is so true. Self-awareness is a superpower. I also find that journaling helps. I tell my followers to write just 3 sentences about their day before they go to sleep. It doesn't have to be a novel.
Admiringly, 3 sentences is perfect. It's manageable. If you try to write a page, you will quit in 3 days. But 3 sentences, you can do that forever. And consistency is the secret sauce to rapid improvement.
Curiously, let's talk about vocabulary. Many people just memorize lists of words from a dictionary. That feels so boring and ineffective to me. What's a better way to do it solo?
Pointedly, never learn a word in isolation. Words are like people. They like to hang out in groups. We call these collocations. Don't just learn the word decision. Learn make a decision. If you learn phrases, you will sound much more natural and you won't have to struggle with grammar as much.
With a realization, that makes so much sense. It's like learning the whole puzzle piece instead of just the cardboard it's made of. I also think people underestimate the power of thinking in English. I often have internal monologues in English while I am cooking or cleaning.
Excitedly, yes, narrate your life. Now I am chopping the onions. Oh, my eyes are watering. It sounds simple, but you are building a direct bridge between your actions and the English language without using your mother tongue as a middleman.
It's about making English your home language, even if it's just inside your head. But Mr. Sarayun, what about those days when you just don't feel like it, when you feel like you'll never be good enough?
Compassionately, we all have those days, even teachers. On those days, don't study, just enjoy. Watch an English movie with subtitles, listen to a song you love and look up the lyrics. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Just don't stop moving forward.
Moved. That is such beautiful advice. If you can't run, walk. I'm going to remember that. It's about being kind to ourselves during the process. English is a journey, not a destination.
Warmly, exactly. And remember, the people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. Solo study requires discipline, but the reward is a sense of pride that nobody can take away from you.
Cheerfully, I feel so inspired right now. To summarize for our listeners, change your environment, practice shadowing, record yourself, learn phrases, not words, and narrate your life. And most importantly, stay consistent.
Smiling. You've got it. And don't forget to celebrate the small wins. If you learned 5 new phrases today, that is a victory. Treat yourself.
I love that. Maybe a nice cup of coffee for every new phrase. I might have too much caffeine.
Well, as long as you're ordering that coffee in English, it counts as study time.
Perfect. Well, Mr. Sarayun, thank you so much for joining us today. Your insights have been absolutely invaluable.
Gratefully, it was my pleasure, Sucheta. To everyone listening, keep going. You are doing better than you think.
With a warm smile. Thank you all for tuning in to the Miss English podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with a friend who is studying English. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.